Hey guys, welcome back. You guys ever heard that expression, stop and smell the roses? Well, that's what we're going to do on this video. You know, in spring, we only get like 2 weeks where the flowers are blooming and, you know, the trees bloom and you get all these beautiful colors. So I figured in this video, I'm going to walk around my neighborhood and try to find some beautiful flowers. I'm going to start here right at my front entrance to my house, and I've got a rhododendron here, so check these out. We'll see how the Pocket Osmo 3 will do with some of the shots here, close-ups. Doesn't look too bad on the Osmo Pocket 3. That's pretty. So yeah, man, oh, it smells so good too out here. I wish I could share the smells. That's something that someone, you know, some tech guy needs to figure out. There's one that's blooming there. We're still pretty happy with this bush. It still blooms. Oh, there's a bumblebee right there. Look at that. Pretty neat. Yeah, we got another bush over here, a new one we planted last year, but there's no buds on there yet. The lady did say it would bud, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna take a walk around, take a look at some things. So I've got a this is a, what is this? Oh, it's a lilac tree. So it just smells gorgeous, almost overwhelming to be honest. But yeah, it's a good sized tree. I got to trim it quite a bit because it's getting pretty big here. But then my neighbor, man, oh man, this tree, it only lasts red for like, I don't know, maybe like a week, something like that. Maybe I can zoom in. But yeah, it is just a gorgeous pink, especially when the sun's shining on it. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I'll walk around. I'm gonna go to the front of the neighborhood. There's a kind of a beautiful shot up there. And yeah. But yeah, here is a bush. It's another lilac bush tree. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got some flowering up there. Let's see here if I can get that. I'm not like a perfect cameraman, but you might be able to see it. It's hard to say. So, but yeah, it's really nice out this spring. We've had some pretty good weather. So, yeah, I just want to show you guys a little bit of, you know, Michigan spring, what it looks like, you know, that kind of thing. So, this is kind of the front of my lawn. It's kind of got a little bit of privacy from the main road. Oops, gimbal's moving on me. So yeah, I'll show you these couple pretty trees here. Now I love these purple trees. These are my favorite on the right. And then I think that's, I'm not exactly sure what kind of bush that is. But that's really pretty too. Then you got this purple tree here. Real pretty. More flowering over there. So yeah, I'll take you guys over to my front of my neighborhood, and along the way maybe I'll find some other trees. So I'll be back. All right guys, here's some more of those pretty purple trees. I don't know exactly what these trees are, but they're scattered across my neighborhood. I just love it. And again, it only lasts like a week. You know, I wish they were like this the whole year, but they end up falling off. Just pretty. So how's your guys' week going? Mine's going okay. You know, I've had good recordings as far as videos, but just as far as performance, not that good. I don't know, maybe I'm losing my touch. Who knows? But here's some pretty tulips too. Somebody's got planted. Again, tulips only last like maybe a day or so. You know, they get usually frosted and then they fall off the bulbs. But yeah, that's super pretty. Those are cool. I don't want to be a nosy neighbor and pointing my camera into people's houses, but you know, I try to kind of give people their privacy in general. You know, it's one of these things. My neighborhood's kind of real private, and I don't know, it's real quiet around here usually. So try not to be too obvious with my camera style, I guess you could say. That's why I go with this Osmo Pocket 3. You know, I just don't want to carry around some big camera. Oh, somebody's doing their whole roof. Wow. I'm not going to show it, but yeah, somebody's doing a whole roof job. There's 30 grand. That's what it is, isn't it, guys? You know, that's what houses are. Expensive. Liabilities, as I've said before many times on this channel. But where was I going to with my YouTube channel? Yeah, it's just been kind of like really slow for some reason. Maybe because it's spring and people are out and about doing their thing, probably planting new flowering trees, whatever else, you know. So that could be it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my thumbnails. Who knows? It's just the views have been kind of slow. I've had some interesting hit or misses too, though. There's been some videos that got me like couple hundred views. I got like 500 or 600 views on this baseball one. It was more of a vlog in my living room, which I thought was kind of cool. I really enjoyed doing that video too, like going through the baseball, bringing jobs back, tariffs, all that jazz. That was kind of fun. But yeah, there's one lot in my subdivision available. It's right here. It's been available for like forever. But it's a lakefront lot. Now it's pretty steep. I think that's why no one wants to take the challenge on. And they'd have to cut down these massive oak trees and all that jazz. And you got to pay extra fees if you're on the lake. Like the HO fees are like probably double or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, just a gorgeous day. Looking for flowers, you know, it's always nice to do. You got to stop and smell the roses, man. We're only on this planet for so long. And you know what? We only get like, you know, 50 to 70 springs where we see all this flowering when you think about it. And so it's like you get 2 weeks or maybe a week where you get this flowering and that's it, you know. And if you're busy hustling and working, you know, in your office, before you know it, you see it once and then it's gone. And then summer is here. All the trees are all green and there's no flowering. So, yeah, we'll see if I can find some more stuff. But yeah, you know, my YouTube channel, I'm trying to get comfortable inside in my office. That's the part where I feel like I'm struggling. I'm trying to do it more often and get better at it, but I still struggle in the office. I don't know, it's something about how it's more structured and everything's quiet and I'm by myself. Maybe I need the birds in my office, right? I hear these birds and maybe they make me feel comfortable. Who knows, you know? But I did this video yesterday in my sitting room where my records are, and it was kind of a more emotional video. And I had the Osmo 3, and then I had my condenser mic, and I have a Sony a7R II. It's a pretty old mirrorless camera. It's a great camera, but the LCD I can't do a selfie flip on it, so I struggle to get the shot just right and get the exposure and all that stuff. I need a selfie flip mirrorless camera. That's really what I want to get down the road, because man, it did look good. I got it in focus, but I was out of frame, and so I'd have to go back and forth, get myself in frame. And I just ended up using the Pocket 3 footage, which is okay. It's not bad, you know. I don't mind it, but I think I could get better bokeh and you know, just exposure with a good low light camera. Now the A7R II that I have is not the best low light performer. Not that I do a lot of low light shots, but you know, you want a video camera that can do the best low light as possible. So yeah, we'll see. You know, if I get monetized, I might consider upgrading to the A7S III, I think is what it's called, Sony, because I have all the lenses. I invested in these lenses years ago, and I barely even use the camera now. I use cell phone cameras more often. But yeah, we'll see. This is another lilac bush here. Take a look at this one. This one's real pretty. That's gorgeous. Pretty cool. Found another pretty bush on the way to the front. Check this out, guys. This one's pretty. Oh, there's a bumblebee too, right next to me. He must like this bush. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Yeah, this is a meadow that my neighborhood has. I've never walked down this path. They must have maybe mowed this recently. That's pretty cool. I'll see deer out here every so often. Yeah, that's one thing I haven't had to contend with either on all these walks and videos I've been doing with you guys, is the bugs. I started in the fall. Usually around October, the bugs are gone in Michigan, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this is just a nice little place to do some. My first videos were in this area. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and walk down this area and show you guys. Where I did like a video on me saving money or regretting spending money on my minivan and what that value would have been worth in the S&P 500 if I would have just bought the S&P 500. I think it was like, my minivan was $40,000, and if I would have just stuck with my old car, that value would be worth like $80,000, double up, you know, in the SPY. It was one of my first videos. Maybe I'll do it again, you know, repeat some of that content, because honestly, it's pretty good content, and my delivery sucked. I mean, my delivery's still not perfect. I'm still working on it. It's still hard to get comfortable in front of a camera, depending on the, you know, I don't know, vibe I'm in. You know, some days, like right now, I'm feeling really good, real cool, calm, and collective. Well, here's another pretty, this one, I have one of these bushes, but it looks like most of the time, it looks like they've all fallen down. These were probably full of yellow flowers. You can kind of tell most of it's kind of, you know, fallen off. But I love, again, that only lasts like a week. You get those yellow flowers and that's it. So take advantage of it. If you're out in spring, you can go on walks in your neighborhood and you see the buds and the flowers. Take advantage of it. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I was talking about being comfortable on a camera. I just haven't felt as comfortable when I'm inside, like I said before, in my office. I just feel like it's so formal and not like authentic and vibing and all that stuff. So I don't know, there's something about it. But yeah, this is our park. Obviously, this costs money. This is part of our HOA. So we have to pay for all this ourselves, obviously. But it looks like out on the lake, there's a swan. Maybe I'll catch up and show you guys a swan. Hopefully I don't get attacked if I do get up there. I was gonna call this video flower tour, but maybe it's flower and neighborhood tour, I guess. Once I get up there, I'll flip the camera. Maybe I'll get that swan. Hopefully it doesn't come up and bite me. Those things, man, you gotta watch out for those swans. Now, I've wanted to do more videos down here, but our subdivision or neighborhood has these bubblers, and you'll probably start hearing them in a second. And it's just kind of like background noise I don't really want in my videos. You can kind of hear it probably. Yeah, there's that swan. Oh, a big frog somewhere jumped. Yeah, this lake is not something you would swim in. It's more of like a swamp lake. I consider that. All right, let's see if I can zoom in on that swan. That's as far as I can go, but I think it'll look good. I've seen some baby swans occasionally out here. Oh, there's a turtle. Let's see if I can get it. Maybe I'll see it on. I'm gonna edit this video. I can't see it through the viewfinder, but it's down there. Anyways. Yeah, there's some pretty big houses over there on that side of the lake. They've been building some new ones. Not something I can afford. But it would be a nice view. You know, even if it's a small kind of swamp lake, it's still a pretty view here in pretty much all the seasons. All right, anyways. So yeah, that's my lake. Hopefully I don't fall into the swamp lake while I'm walking across this dock, not paying attention. But yeah, tell you what, there is some massive snapper turtle. I'm talking like, you know, as wide as this. Like, my kids have seen it, they freaked out. And yeah, I would not want to be in there if that thing was near me. So anyways, yeah, so that's a little tour of my kids' park. It's great. You know, they got a little playground up here. You know, we don't come out here all the time, but yeah, every now and then they do want to come out and, you know, play in the playground and all that. So, and then they have over here a pretty decent sledding hill. That thing it gets pretty steep in the winter. It may not look steep on camera, but man, these kids go flying down there and hitting all these jumps, and my kids are more conservative than the other kids. They're not as wild. So they kind of just go off to the side and go down. I'm sure they'll get more rambunctious as they get older. So we'll see. So if I find some more flowers on the way, I'll take some more shots. So I'm going to head to the front of the neighborhood later. I found a few more beautiful 3 trees here. So we've got a purple, a white, and a pink. So here's another one of those purple ones. And just a gorgeous white blossom tree of some sort. Not sure what it is. And then this one's more of a pink. It's funny, you can hear the the bumblebee is going to work on this one. All right, on to our next one. We've got here a yellow, one of those yellow flowering bushes. Kind of full effect there. Again, they don't last long. This one looks like it's about done flowering. You can see all the flowers on the ground. Yeah, we only get a little bit of opportunity to see this. Yeah, I do have a question for everyone. Excuse me. Do you like kind of the hybrid approach to my channel where I've got, you know, my serious content where I talk about, you know, a topic for about 8 to 10 minutes, but then mix in some vlogs here and there. I don't know, I gotta be myself, you know. I like the vlogs here and there. It's kind of fun. You know, we can talk about things here and there in the vlogs, show you guys some things, you know, and just kind of what my life is like, you know. And I don't know, I just feel a little more confident with the vlogs outside and obviously the serious content outside. I just haven't been able to get into that indoor office routine that, you know, most of you guys are used to seeing people in their offices with the fancy backlit stuff, and they got the fancy B-roll and editing and text rolling over the videos, but I just don't have time to do that, to be honest. I'm still trying to get like short form content out here and there, cut up my videos so I can, you know, try to get traction on subscribers so I can, you know, people can watch my channel. But yeah, that's just what it is. Like, just don't have time to do all that editing. You know, yeah, maybe if I was full-time and wanted to spend hours and hours and hours on B-roll and editing and music, but I don't know, I just don't have time for that. You know, probably same thing for you guys. You guys don't have time either for a lot of that fluff. So that's just where I'm at, you know, kind of posing the question for you guys. Do you like the format of my videos and the vibe in general? Let me know in the comments below if you guys are vibing with that. So, all right, I made it to the front of my neighborhood. Now we've got some daylilies here that are real pretty to start. And then those will be gone probably in a day or two, but they're real pretty. Again, I'm not a flower photographer or videographer. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to go around, show you guys the hood. But yeah, look at this entrance with these purple trees. And again, unfortunately, this will all be gone in about, I don't know, probably a week. Doesn't last very long. Tell you what, our speed limit's only 14. People drive like 25, 30 miles an hour. It's ridiculous. Don't you guys love all the bird sounds? It's awesome. So yeah, that's it. That's a little bit of a tour, flower tour. I'm gonna walk a little bit more in the neighborhood just to see if I see anything else that's real pretty and intriguing, and I'll show you guys that if I do find anything. So we'll see. But if I don't find anything, you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed the flower tour, a little bit of tour of the neighborhood, and you know, like and subscribe if you could, and take a look at my previous video. And thanks guys, and have a wonderful spring, and hopefully you guys find some good flowering trees. So later.